Hey guys, welcome to Wrench to Drive. Today I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough on how to widen an Arrma Vendetta so that you can run a drag car body. So in this particular case, I am running the Pro-Line Cuda body. Works really well, looks very sharp. I'll show you some pictures. It's actually super easy to mod the car. Now there are two ways to do it. You can do it the dirty and ugly way and use some extenders. You're going to have to drill them out to fit the stub shafts because Arrma stub shafts are a millimeter wider than quote-unquote normal. And these are 15 millimeter extenders. So you can use these. And you will need some smaller than Arrma pins, as you can see in the bottom of this container. Here we go. The Arrma pins are the big fat ones, and the other ones, little skinny ones. Oops, little skinny ones. There we go. That's a good comparison. So you'll need a little short, skinnier pin to work with the extenders. So not ideal. Not ideal. But what you can do, you can run Senton lower arms and all the problems go away. Now it is not all a bed of roses because you're going to need to do a little modificating to the arms. As you can see right there, I have cut off, there's like a kind of a flangey extension sticks out of the bottom on part of the arm. And it's not full depth. It's like a little shelf almost. So it makes it hard to drill a hole to mount the shock. So you got to cut that off. Not super hard. I used the old, the trusty rotary tool. Works like a charm. So you got to cut that off. Then you got to drill a shock hole because it doesn't have one. And if you want to run the sway bar, you got to drill a hole into the arm so you can use that hole that's in the arm as a makeshift sway bar mount, and it works just fine, as you can see. So, and then you need about a 15 millimeter M3 screw because the sway bar screws are a little too short. They will only go, they'll hold it, but they won't be supported on the inside end there, which I kind of figure the sway bar there's going to be some load there, so you probably want it supported. Alright, then you need a set of upper links. You can use the Vendetta one, which I've got right here, and as you can see, it can be made long enough. The only problem is there's about 5 threads biting on each end. Little thin. It's not bad. It's definitely solid. I would be willing to run it if I wasn't going to do anything crazy and I just wanted to roll the dice. So you definitely don't have to buy links, but it's a little dodgy. Now you can use Senton links. These are stock Senton length links, and they go from the inner hole to the outer hole on the hub. And the only problem is if you go with a wider tire, that's not ideal because you don't want it mounted to that outer hole. You want it mounted to the inner hole. Now these are the fixed length links. Obviously, if you have the adjustable ones, you can make it shorter and solve that problem. Alright, so Senton stock links definitely work. These are Traxxas links off of a Slash, I believe. I got them because they were cheaper than Arrma links. I actually kind of like them a little bit better. You got to put a spacer in there. Mine wiggles a little bit because I need a spacer in there. But I don't know. I find the Traxxas links just seem to be a little bit nicer, so I kind of prefer them. But that's really all there is to it. So now the car is widened and the body fits quite nicely. I'll show you some pictures here, and really not too much to it. Pretty sweet actually, and to me it looks pretty darn good with a drag body on there. Now, as you can see on my Barracuda body, I cut those back wheel openings. And I thought it was going to look alright, but they're kind of cut to the drag wheel, I guess, diameter, and that was a mistake. I should have known. I kicked myself over and over on that one, but I foolishly cut them too wide. So if you're going to do it, you're going to want to cut those wheel openings to fit the tire properly, And then you're probably going to want to either, like with the Barracuda, the decals are going to need a little bit of tweaking or not using. Just go with a paint job. But anyways, you get the idea. It does indeed work. And some of the bodies look better than others of the drag bodies, in my opinion. Like, to me, that Barracuda actually looks really good. It doesn't look super crazy wide, which some of them do. And you can kind of judge it if you go into a hobby store and actually hold one in your little hands. The pictures all look pretty good, but definitely one of the problems with the drag bodies is they are wider than they should be for the most part. And some of them it's not as big a deal as others, but like to me the Nova, the 60s Nova looks really good. The Barracuda looks really good. I actually don't mind the Falcon, but it's definitely one of the wider ones. So anyways, do what you want. You can definitely also put on a Traxxas slash body if you do this. You might also want to widen the front if you're going to run a slash body or a slash style body. But as you can see, it works like a charm. Oh, and one last thing, guys. You also need an extra set of tall body posts. So I 3D printed some, but you can definitely just buy yourself a set of body posts that come with the stock tall body post that comes with the Vendetta, and you put them up front, problem solved. So that's it for this edition of Wrench to Drive, where we ask the eternal question: do you drive to wrench, or do you wrench to drive? See you next time.